Welcome back to the S&T podcast. This is your man Say. I'm here with my boy Tom, and we're here back talking about week 2 of college. Oh, no, week 3, huh? We're on week 3. Dang.
Technically, yeah. Technically, week 3, yeah.
All right, let me start over. Welcome back to the.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because what do you count? Like, do you count week 0 as week 1, or like, what are we talking about?
No, week 0 is week 0. I'm just gonna make sure it's a.
Well, but technically, it's week 3, because like I said, like Texas A&M is 2-0 and Notre Dame's 0-1. So
Yeah, this week 3. Yeah.
okay,
All right, let's get.
all right,
Today we're back talking about week 3 of college football, and today we got a great matchup. We're talking about Tennessee versus Georgia coming up this weekend. Tennessee is at home, hosting in their great stadium, Rocky Top. One of the best atmospheres in college football, one of the best stadiums in college football. Should be a great environment against, of course, a SEC rival, one of the best SEC teams we've seen in the recent years, the Georgia Bulldogs. Of course, won national championships just a few years ago, and now trying to climb back into that spot that they held, not too long ago, trying to get back to the top. So, um, looking forward to this game this weekend. Tennessee, they got their new quarterback coming over from technically UCLA, but he never really played there. He came over from Appalachian State or whatnot. He
yeah, yeah,
he had a great couple first games. Tennessee scored a lot of points last week. I believe they scored like 72 against whoever they played, whatever FCS school they blew out, no name schools. So Tennessee's offense, looking good at least against bad schools, but we'll see how they do against a powerhouse. Of course, Georgia Bulldogs, one of the best defenses in college football year after year. They have 5-star recruits just throughout the roster on the bench. It's just they're just an overwhelming team all the time, and they're always going to be a hard team to beat. So you're going to have to play your best to beat them. Georgia's coming in. Georgia's coming in with their quarterback Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar took over last year after Carson Beck got hurt in the playoffs. Led him to that that SEC championship win against Texas, and then of course lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs. But he's coming in his first full season. He looks pretty good so far. Georgia's on the same thing. They're blowing out no-name schools right now, but offense seems to be clicking. So, we'll see how they do against their first real test. Tennessee, who usually has a pretty good defense as well. That's one of the things that their coach, Josh Heupel, kind of he stands on. He always makes sure he has a good defense. So it's going to be a great defensive matchup either way. We'll see how the offenses perform. But it's a very hard game to pick because so far the SEC has just been very interesting this so far this season.
yes,
There's not a lot of clarity at the top so far. We've seen the best teams lose. We've seen Texas lose. We've seen
yeah.
uh,
South Carolina win.
right, and we've seen other teams struggle and things like that. So we don't have a lot of clarity so far. So these first conference matchups are going to be what helps us kind of paint the picture for what it's going to look like this season. But
Yeah,
right now, I'm
yeah.
going to be like a mosh pit. It's going to be a real mosh pit this season in SEC, and I don't see it being like previous years where there was like 11-1, 11-1, 11-1. Like there's going to be like some 9-3 teams at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like whoever out alive this season. I think so.
It's it's gonna be the same as the Big Ten, in my opinion. Because I mean, like even looking at this game, Georgia is -3.5, and like I, I've bet on Georgia a lot in the last couple of years, and Georgia being only 3.5 point favorites is so low. Like I mean, it's crazy, especially against Tennessee, which I do think Tennessee is going to be a solid team this year, but Georgia only being -3.5, Vegas knows all. That's that's what I've come to know. I mean, I think I don't know. Georgia has a great quarterback, but Tennessee as well. Like they're gonna play hard. Um, I mean, I guess if I'm taking a bet on this game, it's gonna be under 50.5 and Georgia money line at -170. Now, I am notoriously bad at betting, so if you do bet on this game and you do listen to this podcast, Tennessee money line might not be a bad decision, but I don't know, man. I like Georgia. I think they have a good quarterback. They have good talent. They have good coaching. But -3.5 is, I mean, Vegas knows something that we don't, and it's at Tennessee. Tennessee home game. They're gonna show out. The crowds are gonna be absolutely nuts. But I mean, at the same time, I still think Georgia pulls out the win. But I mean, what do you think there, Saison?
I tend to agree with you on this one, Tom. And I think it's going to come down to the fact that just Georgia is just that proven team year after year. And, with what I said about, the SEC before this season, I think that Georgia is going to stand alone, as that one team maybe that separates themselves from the rest of the pack because, they're just that team. They're going to, no matter what comes their way, they're going to stay strong and they're going to win games and they're going to be tough to beat. And they're not going to lose the games that they're not supposed to lose. Unlike
Yeah,
so
they're
uh,
the new Alabama.
right, like they're setting the standard like Alabama used to do. Like they're not going to lose those silly games that the Alabama lose now. You know what I mean? Uh, so
Hey, but again, I know this is about Georgia, Tennessee, but Florida State looked amazing.
No, no, take no credit away from Florida State. I'm really happy for them. They've been through a lot the past couple seasons, and I'm glad that they look like they're back. And I hope they have a really good year. And they do look good so far. Thomas Castellanos looks really good from Boston College. But just as Georgia and just separating themselves from the pack, like they're not going to lose the games they're not supposed to lose. They're going to show up every Saturday, and you're going to have to play your absolute best to even have a chance to beat them. So I just think that Georgia will probably set that standard this year, and I think that they'll be that team that shows the other teams, how they're supposed to play SEC football and whatnot. Um,
Right. Do you think, sorry to interrupt, but do you think Georgia would have beat Florida State?
yes, yes.
I do. I agree as well.
It definitely could have been a close game though. Like I definitely could have seen a close game, but Georgia's not losing that game. Like they're not starting off the season 0-1, losing to a team that only won 2 games last season. Like they don't do that.
Right.
So
Right.
that's
Yeah,
how.
because I mean, I don't know if you saw the clip of the Florida State fan, or not the Florida State, excuse me, the Alabama fan that called in and absolutely ripped Alabama a new one. And I mean, he was accurate because Alabama just didn't look like they were playing hard. Like I understand they're 18, 21-year old young guys and that this and the other, but at the same time it's like, well, you can clearly see the difference from when Nick Saban was coaching at Alabama to what's happening now. And I don't think Nick Saban would have lost to Alabama or Florida State, excuse me, but I do think it still would have been a close game. But I think Alabama would have come out on top because I mean, you just watch Alabama and they got the guys that are just not hustling, not doing, not playing Alabama football as Nick Saban standards would have held up. But yeah, no, no, don't mean to talk about Alabama too much, but yeah, you can take it back there, Saison.
Oh, all good. I think I said about all I wanted to say, but I'll just comment about Alabama. I have no sympathy for Alabama fans. uh,
No, nobody does. Nobody does.
Alabama fans are the most spoiled fans in college football, in all of football, really. So, I mean, this is coming from a Patriots fan. I got to admit that. But I grew up watching the Patriots lose for a long time. Like those first 3 Super Bowls, I wasn't really watching football for that. I was 2, 3 years old. You know what I mean? Uh, I didn't really get to see them win like that till like middle school, high school. So you know what I mean? Alabama fans, they're spoiled. They've won national championship after national championship. 10 win, 11 win, 12 win seasons every single year. And as soon as they lose
Yeah.
a couple games, they start losing their mind. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. It's funny where it's like, oh, they lose the first game to Florida State, who is actually a good team and has a good quarterback, has good receivers, has good defense, and all of a sudden they're calling for their coach's head, and it's like, ooh,
Right,
as a Nebraska fan, I've been there, I've seen that. Let me tell you, it does not work out in your favor.
right,
You go through a cycle of firing, and you fire a head coach that could have probably been okay if you gave him 5 to 10 years, but then you fire him after year three, and all of a sudden, here we are. You want to fire him after week one when he could turn around and actually win the SEC.
exactly. And I just think that they're just so spoiled that they think that like a 9-3 season is like the end of the world.